everyone and welcome to us back again. I hope you guys are doing well. So guys, today I have with me this car, which is the brand new Mahindra Scorpio-N. As always in this video as well, we are going to talk about the exterior interior feature space. By the end of the video, I'll also tell you guys about the pricing. I'll also tell you guys who should particularly buy this SUV. Now let's quickly start off with the walk around. Before starting the video, which next car would you like to see on the channel? You can definitely let me know. You can message me on Instagram. You can also write it down in the comment section. Now let's quickly start off with the walk around. Let's quickly start off with the front profile. So this is how the front profile of the new Mahindra N looks like. Here you have this grille which actually gets this vertical chrome elements. Here you have your new Mahindra logo, front parking camera. Talking about the headlights, now here you have an all LED setup. So here you have your projector LED setup. Here you have your indicator provided. Here you have your LED DRL and your fog light, and front parking sensors can be seen right here. This is how the bonnet of the car actually looks like. We'll talk about the visibility as soon as I get inside the car from this angle. As you can see, it actually looks big, it actually looks bold and attractive as well. It is going to definitely make a lot of heads turn. Talking about the side profile, the length of the car is 4662 mm. At the side here you have your side body cladding provided. There is chrome strip which runs through the shoulder line, the silhouette of the car. Now here you have door handles as well, which are finished in chrome. Up here you have your roof rails provided, and by the way, this is the top end range, so obviously it gets all those things. Talking about the key, now let me show you guys the key. So this is how the key of the Scorpio-N looks like. This is the same key which we have seen on the XUV700 as well. So here you have three buttons. This is to lock the car. So as soon as you lock it, the mirrors will fold. This for unlock, this for your boot, and here you also do get a manual key like this. Now it obviously gets passive entry system. So here you can basically just by a click of a button you can unlock the car like this. So you don't really need to press any sort of a button on your key. So here let me show it to you again. I have locked the car. Here as you can see, the car is locked right now. In order to open it up, you can simply press this request button and the car will unlock. Unfortunately, the mirrors won't open up, and this is how the interior of the car looks like. Here you have yeah, that's about it. We'll talk about the interior in detail, but let me first finish my walk around. So this is how the side profile of the new Scorpio-N looks like. Let me show you guys the car from this angle. So this is how it looks like. Talking about the rear profile, so here as you can see, this is how the rear profile of the Scorpio-N looks like. Here you have your Scorpio-N badge, vertical LED tail light setup. Here you have your Mahindra logo and reverse parking sensors. Your spare wheel is right there, and here you obviously have your reverse parking camera. Let me show you guys the boot space. So here as you can see, it is pretty heavy door actually, and you obviously have this hydraulic thing going on. Here you have handle to open it up from the inside. I don't know who's going to use it. However, here as you can see, this is the amount of space which you have in the boot of the Scorpio-N with all the three rows up. And putting this down isn't really a very big task as such, because you can just pull it like this and you can push it, and that's how you can open you can basically tumble the seat. So once you tumble it, this is the amount of space which it makes. By the way, the headrest, you can basically remove the headrest and it will further go flat. Right now it's not flat, so you'll have to remove this headrest right here. So we'll talk about the interior in detail. Let me close it back. Here you obviously have your rear wiper washer. By the way, the car is actually available in seven color options, and talking about this color, the black color actually gets very dirty. The car hasn't even done off-roading, and still you can see the car is actually very dirty. So here that's something which you'll need to take care of more often if you opt for this black color. Let me show you guys the tire profile, and then we'll move inside the car and I'll show you guys this thing as well. So here the tire profile which you get is 255/60 R18 inch alloy wheels. The design of the alloy wheels look pretty nice. Here you have MRF tires. Let me show it to you the side profile again. So here as you can see, it is definitely going to make a lot of heads turn. Each and every person on the road is going to inquire about this car. So yeah, the road presence is something which the Scorpio is known for. Let's get inside the car now. Before getting in, let me show you guys the electrically adjustable seat. So from here you can basically adjust the driver's seat. You can move it back like this, obviously front and back like this, and from here you can increase the height of the seat. From here you can basically lower it down. From here you can basically change the recline angle as well, like this. And this is for your lumbar support, your support for your lower back, so you can adjust that as well. Now let's get inside the car. Let me show you guys. And that is how it closes. Now guys, talking about the dashboard, here as you can see, here you basically have this soft touch material, the tan thing, and it looks it definitely gives a premium appeal inside the cabin. Here you have hard plastic used. Here you have your glove box, and here as well they have the attention to detail. I really like it. Here they have provided this tan treatment. However, this is again a hard plastic used right here, and this is how the seats look like. It obviously misses out on ventilated seat. That would have been a nicer touch any which ways. So yeah, that's much about the interior. Now let's talk about what all features do you have. Starting off with the steering wheel. Here you have this leather wrap, a beautiful steering wheel, feels pretty nice to hold. It is a flat bottom one right here. Here you have, from here you can increase and decrease the volume. From here you can change tracks. This is for your source. You can toggle through your Bluetooth and FM. From here you can accept and reject calls. This is for your mute. So these are your controls for your cruise control. Here you have your lever for your headlights. Here you have your lever for your wipers. Now let's switch on the car. So here you basically have your push start stop button. As soon as you press it, that is how the car comes to life, and your mirrors will open up like this. So now let's start talking about the instrument cluster. So here as you can see, here it shows you tire direction. Here you have, this is your 7-inch instrument cluster which you have. Here you have your analog tachometer, there you have analog speedometer and fuel gauge, your in which gear you are basically right now, that it shows you, and coolant temperature obviously. And in order to toggle through this thing, here you have this button. So from here you can basically toggle through multiple things. You can basically press this button, and here it shows you driver information, alert history, settings. Let's get into settings. So here it shows you passenger airbag, your idle start stop feature, drowsiness detection. If you are basically tired, it is going to sense it automatically, and it will basically notify you so that you take a break while driving. Here you have tire fill assist, sound clock, and that's much about it. Getting back, here you have navigation. You'll have to actually set your destination in order to set route. It says getting back, vehicle info, digital speed, fuel info. So it shows you your average fuel consumption, and here it shows you your digital speed as well. So that's much about the instrument cluster, guys. Now let's focus on the infotainment screen right here. So here as you can see, here you have an 8-inch unit. It is pretty fluid in terms of the touch response. Here as you can see, here it shows you navigation, here it shows you applications as well. So here this is how the screen actually looks like. It should have been, it is actually kind of a big one, decently big one I would say, not really something which we have seen on the XUV700. Here you have application. Obviously they had to size it down so that they can create some sort of a differentiation between the XUV700 here. And on Android Auto, Apple CarPlay is obviously there, radio is there. I'm not playing an audio right here because of the copyright issues. You can check out the sound quality on AutoRev's Instagram. And here you can basically download a lot of applications. You can basically download shadi.com just in case if you are looking to get married anytime soon. That was a joke, but on a serious note, these are the things which you have right here. Here you can basically get into applications and stuff like that. Let's get into settings. So here it shows you general setting, display setting, phone, Alexa. Here you have light, illumination, and all those things are basically there. You can basically connect your smartphone. Here you have dual zone automatic climate control, air conditioning system, and here you basically have your traction control. This is the button for your traction control system. This is for hill load. This is your horizontal light. Here you have idle start stop, and this is your 360-degree parking camera. So it is actually showing you the view of the front from the front camera. Here it shows you wide angle. From here it shows you your view for your left and your right. From here it shows you your in a full screen mode. and that's about it. Let's get into reverse. Let me show you guys the back camera. So that's how the back camera looks like. Here it again shows you a wide angle thing, left and right going on. Here you have your this thing, your adaptive guidelines. Actually it shows you guidelines, and yeah, that's much about it actually. Here you have your wireless charging pad as well, just in case your phone supports wireless charging. Here you have two cup holders provided. Here you have this leather finished armrest. Below this you obviously have your, there's some space to keep stuff. Here you can keep tissues, I guess. And here you basically have this for your parking sensors, this for your headlight leveler. From there you can basically open your engine bay of the car. Let me show you guys the main feature. So here, as you can see, from a click of a button you can open the sunroof like this, and that's the maximum that it goes. Putting it back, and the sunshade obviously opens up, but while putting it back you'll have to do that manually. So yeah, that's much about the system. So I think I've covered most of the things. You have handle to hold on to. On the driver side, somehow they have not given it. That should have been the case. Here you don't really get any sort of a vanity mirror. Here you do get a vanity mirror and a light as well. Here you have your lights provided, and these are pretty bright lights actually, which you get right here. Here you have a sunglass holder, which might remind you of the Singham. Any which way, so guys, that's much about it. You can obviously adjust the steering wheel for your tilt. For telescopic approach it is not really adjustable. For tilt you can basically adjust it as per your comfortable driving position. So let's lock it back. So I think I've covered most of the things about the interior and the features. Now it's time to get in the second row, and let me show you guys the space which you have in the car in the second row, and then we'll talk about the third row as well. Here you can accommodate a 1 liter water bottle. So this is my comfortable driving position. Now let me get in the second row and let me show you guys the amount of space which you have in the car. So here, as you can see, this is the amount of space which you have in the second row. From here you can basically tumble the seat as well. The stand treatment looks pretty nice. Here, as you can see, you have decent amount of, you can basically stretch your feet below driver as well as co-driver seat. There's some space where you can basically stretch your foot, and here you have your magazine holder. There is also a smartphone holder in this, so you can basically place your phone. Here you have AC vents. Here you have your charging port provided. Shoulder room, you can easily get 3 adults at the rear, and the floor is almost kind of flat, and the hump which you get right here is again flat, so the middle passenger won't really have to struggle in terms of the legroom. So this is how the view of the car from the back looks like. Here, as you can see, the knee room is quite good, the under thigh support is decent, the headroom is good, I would say. And yeah, that's much about it. Here you have here you can accommodate a 1 liter bottle as well, and here you have armrest with 2 cup holders as well. So yeah, that's about the space. Here you have handle to hold on to with a hook, handle to hold on to with a hook. Now let me get in the third row of the car and let me show you guys the space. Here, as you can see, and by the way, these seats, you can basically recline the seats. However, there is no provision to actually push it ahead and back, so that is something which should have been provided. Any which ways, let me get inside the third row. Something which I really like about the XUV700 and the Scorpio-N is the fact that you can basically tumble the seat by a click of a button like this. It goes it tumbles so easily, so that's again a good thing. Let me get inside the third row of the car, and here, as you can see, this is best meant for kids. Here, as you can see, my knees are scraping to the seats, and under the support is obviously not that great. The headroom is decent, I would say. It is best to get kids here. So this is the amount of space which you have right here. Here you have some space. Here you have handle and a light. Here you again have a handle provided. Here you have a 12-volt charging port provided as well. And yeah, that's the amount of space which you have in the third row of the Scorpio-N. Here you have 2 adjustable headrests as well. Now let me get outside the car and let me start talking about the performance. Let me put the seat back Let me put it back. Okay, so there it goes. Now let me open the engine bay. Let me show you guys the engine of the Scorpio N, and then we'll talk about the performance as well, the ride and handling balance as well. So guys, here as soon as you open the hood, it actually starts your hazard lights. So that is again a good feature to have. Let me show you guys the engine bay of the Mahindra XUV700. Now here you have this lever, and the hood is kind of really very heavy. Because I have finally put the hood up, so here as you can see, here you'll have to use this dandi. Here they have provided some insulation material. Here you have your 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine, which produces around 203 PS of power and 380 Newton meters of torque. This is how the engine of the car actually looks like. Talking about the refinement, when you are inside the car, you won't really be able to hear a lot inside the cabin. However, outside the car, the engine makes quite some sound. So that is about the refinement of the engine. Now let me close the hood, and then let's start talking about the other aspects of the vehicle. So guys, now let's start talking about the performance. So this engine actually provides you decent amount of grunt for you to actually maneuver the car in the city as well as on the highways. This engine takes the car from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 10.54 seconds, which is decently quick considering the size and the dimensions of the car and the weight as well. Now this engine comes paired with a manual transmission and a 6-speed automatic torque converter as well. I am driving the torque converter. We'll talk about the manual in some other day. However, talking about the automatic gearbox, it could have been a little bit more faster in terms of the operation. So that is about the gearbox. Now talking about my personal favorite aspect of the car, which is the ride and handling balance, I'm happy to report that the ride quality is on the softer side, which means that the car actually provides you very good amount of comfort over bad roads. And talking about on the highways, yes, there is some amount of vertical movement which is felt because of the softer suspension setup. And talking about the handling, the steering wheel actually weighs up pretty well at higher speeds. However, at lower speeds, it actually does not really feel that sharp and that accurate. So that is something which you need to know. Talking about the body roll, a lot of you guys might be asking about the body roll. You guys must be curious about it. So talking about the body roll, yes, the body roll can be felt. However, it does not really scare you silly. So that is again a very good thing. And like I told you, the steering weighs up very well. Actually, it weighs up very well at higher speeds. So that is something which I really liked about it. And at higher speeds, it also becomes a bit sharp. At lower speeds, the steering could have done with a bit more communication. So that is something which I think about the car. Talking about the safety features, it gets front, side and curtain airbags, ABS, EBD, vehicle stability control, traction control system, hill hold, all those features are definitely there. And talking about the braking, the brakes are kind of spongy, and the stopping power is kind of decent. I won't really complain a lot on that front. Talking about the ex-showroom price now. Now let's focus on the pricing. So the ex-showroom price of the top-end petrol automatic, this is the Z8L variant, and the ex-showroom price is 20,95,000 rupees. On road, it might cost you somewhere around 26 lakh rupees on road. So yeah, that's about the price. Now guys, moving on to the conclusion, who should particularly opt for the new Mahindra Scorpio-N? So if you want a car which has great road presence, which has decent features as well, this misses out on ADAS features obviously, which the Mahindra XUV700 gets. The XUV700 is a bit more expensive than this one. And if you want a car which will make a lot of heads turn, if you want a car which has a legacy, which is very comfortable, which has decent amount of space as well, at least in the second row, the space is really very good. If these are your requirements, then definitely you can consider going for the Scorpio-N. Now I have not really driven the diesel yet, so I'll try to make a separate video on the diesel. If your running is more, then definitely you can basically, if your running is more than say 3,000 kilometers a month, then definitely you can opt for the diesel. If your running is less, then petrol might do the job for you, considering the price difference between petrol and diesel is not that much right now. And the mileage which you'll get, I'll try to make a separate detailed video on the mileage as well. I haven't really got a chance to test it full brim to brim. So that is about the mileage. And yeah, that's about it. Guys, I hope you guys like this video. So like I told you, what could have been improved? ADS features could have been a little bit more better. The pricing should have been a little bit more aggressive according to me. And yeah, that's much about it. The visibility is not an issue because the bonnet is completely, you can basically see the bonnet once you put the seat completely up. So yeah, and the third row space is lacking, so that could have been improved as well. The second row seat, like I told you, it doesn't really go ahead and back, so that is again something which Mahindra needs to incorporate in this car. So guys, yeah, I think I'm done with the review of the car. I hope you guys like this one. I'll surely try to make a separate video on the diesel as well as the mileage of the car and the manual variants as well. I hope you guys like this video. If you have any question, you can surely ask it to me on Instagram as well as in the comment section down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer most of your doubts. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, drive safe, ride safe. Bye bye.